The swine flu is the hot topic all over the world right now, and we want your opinion on it. Just head to our website, fox11online.com, and look on the right-hand side of the home page. You'll find our poll asking, are you concerned about the spread of swine flu? Your choices are yes, somewhat, or not at all. And we are getting some of the answers to your questions about swine flu this morning.
Allison Struve is live at Bellin Hospital in Green Bay. Good morning, Allison.
Hi, good morning, Pete and Rachel. A big question I think a lot of people have is, should I actually be concerned about swine flu? Is this something I actually need to worry about? So we're with Ellen Roy, who's a registered nurse and infection preventionist, which is so hard to say, but infection preventionist here at Bellin. Good morning.
Good morning.
So how concerned do we have to be about swine flu here in Northeast Wisconsin?
Well, I think we need to be concerned, but I think more we need to know what steps we need to take to keep ourselves healthy. As of this point, we have no confirmed cases in Wisconsin. What our goal right now is to make sure people understand how they need to stay healthy, what types of symptoms they need to look for, and what they need to do to protect themselves.
So as far as protecting yourself goes, what sorts of things should we think about?
Well, we want to make sure, of course, first and foremost, is that we're practicing good hand hygiene. We want to make sure that we're washing our hands very frequently, either using soap and water or the alcohol hand gels, which are very effective. We want to make sure that we have a cough, that cough is being covered. We want to make sure that if we're using tissues that we are disposing of them appropriately, which means in a wastebasket. It's all those very simple things that we need to do to keep ourselves healthy.
And they are simple, common sense things. As far as washing your hands goes, there's a certain way you should do this.
Right.
Can you show me how to do that?
Well, what you should be doing is, obviously turning the water on, getting your hands wet, using your foam, and lathering up, getting in between the fingers, the palms of the hands, the fronts of the hands, making sure that you're getting every area adequately. And a lot of people sometimes have a question as to how long they should be washing their hands. And it's hard for people to measure in seconds, so what we do recommend a lot of times is maybe saying the ABCs or singing Happy Birthday. And that usually is an effective amount of time to wash your hands.
Maybe not out loud if you're in a public place.
Right.
Yeah. And that, it seems like such a simple thing, but, how often do you see people wash their hands that long? So it's just something you really need to be careful of, right?
Absolutely.
Are these alcohol sanitizers, we have one here, are those as effective as washing your hands?
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. In certain circumstances that we're looking at right now in the hospital, sometimes there are things that, where soap and water is recommended, but for these purposes, the alcohol hand gels, the foams are very effective.
And how about these masks? When would you need one of these?
Masks you would want to use if you have a cough that cannot be contained. To the public, covering yourself with, with a Kleenex or whatever, but in the hospital, if we are admitting patients with influenza-like illness symptoms, we will mask those patients and have our healthcare workers mask as well.
Okay. And just real quick, we've seen the symptoms, if people have those symptoms, should they come to the doctor? When do they know that they might have swine flu?
If they have the symptoms that we've talked about earlier, the temp greater than 100, the feeling of malaise, that general weakness, achiness, sore throat, kind of on the bottom is the nausea and vomiting. That doesn't seem to be as predominant a symptom as the respiratory are. And if they've traveled to Mexico, if they've had any contact with people that have traveled to Mexico that have become sick, if they have traveled to any of the confirmed, the confirmed states where they have confirmed illness, they should be concerned at that point and should certainly contact their provider.
Okay. Thank you so much, Ellen.
Thank you.
And that's the key, too, guys. If you have these symptoms, Ellen told me the state won't even do the swine flu test unless you've been to one of those border states with Mexico or Mexico. So that's really the key here. So if we're going to keep crossing our fingers that it doesn't reach here to Wisconsin, but, things like this, the hand washing, can really help keep you healthy.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks, Allison.
Good reminders. Running